Hey, this is Ken Rosever. We just graphed some exponential functions. We had this one, which was y equals 2 to the x, with a transformation of a shift to the right 2 and up 3 applied to it, which we accomplished not by shifting the graph right 2 and up 3, but by shifting the axes, the y-axis left 2 and the x-axis down 3. So one way to graph transformations is to not graph the transformation, but to graph the basic function and then transform not the points, but transform the underlying axes or graph paper on which you're drawing it. So let's do another one here. And this one was a base 1/3 exponential function that had been shifted to the left and down 4. Well, we accomplished the leftward shift by shifting the axis right 2 and the downward shift by shifting the x-axis up 2. And so that's how we're going to approach these last two problems I'm going to share with you. Oh, and just so I don't forget, domain here was negative infinity to infinity. That's the domain on all exponential functions unless there is something up there that imposes a restriction. And the range would be from negative and 4, which is where the horizontal asymptote is, to infinity. Well, now I'm going to do one that has a vertical reflection. So let me go like this. Y equals negative 3 to the x minus 2 plus 4. And please keep in mind that that negative is not part of the base. The exponent applies only to what precedes it. So really, you can put some parentheses around that if it helps you. What this negative does is flips it upside down. So what am I going to draw? I'm going to draw a basic base 3 exponential function. But I'm going to draw it upside down because this is going to flip it. So normally a base 3 exponential function goes through 0, 1. I'm going to go through 0, negative 1. Normally it goes through 1, 3. I'm going to go 1, negative 3. And there's negative 1/3. And I'm going to graph this. And there it goes. There's my exponential function flipped over. And I'm going to draw in that asymptote, solid. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the underlying graph. So this says shift my points 2 to the right. Instead, I'm going to shift the y-axis to the left again. So here we go. Y-axis now is here. This one says shift the points up 4, up there. Rather than shift the points up 4, I'm going to shift this x-axis down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Sorry, that's not exactly on the line, but there's your x-axis, and this asymptote is at y equals positive 4. The domain here, still negative infinity to infinity. The range would be negative infinity to 4, because now we're coming up from the bottom and we don't get past that point. All right, last problem I want to do with you is graphing one where there is, I'm not going to do stretches or anything like that on this one. I'm going to keep it simple. Let's say you have a base e function and you're asked to graph it by hand. Well, you just need to know that e is approximately 2.718. All right, and to graph a exponential function, you really only need 2 points and the asymptote. So let me. I wanted to draw that in pencil, but we'll go with it. I'll draw this in pencil though. Oh, I don't have to. So e to the whatever will go through 0, 1, and then 1, e. E is 2.718 approximately. So there you go. This would be the basic graph of y equals e to the x. That's what that would look like. It would go through 0, 1 and 1, 2.718-ish. Well, this has been shifted 2 to the right. I've already drawn the graph. I don't want to undraw it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the axes, the y-axis, to the left. I've done that a bunch today, so I'm hoping you get that little trick. So this line is now actually x equals 2. And it makes sense that that is where this point would be, because if you plug in 2 up here, what do you get? 2 minus 2 is 0. E to the 0 is 1. So this point is now at 2 comma 1. There is no up or down shift here, so my asymptote is still where it was at y equals 0. So the domain, negative infinity to infinity, the range from 0 to infinity. So there you go, just a little continuation of the previous videos. I hope that helps. Let me zoom out a little, and then you get the complete picture. All right. Good luck. Bye.